So guys, next up is we have a live interview with the Rapido Trains. And if you need to go to their site, we're talking www.RapidoTrains.com. And I am just going to watch for Bill Schneider from Rapido, guys. And we're, there he is. And he's connecting. Bill, unmute your mic and we could say hello. Down at the bottom of the chat area. There you go. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, I had this intro here that I was going to say you're practically my neighbor, but you'd never, ever actually invited me to your layout. And now you're giving me some lame excuse that your layout's gone. What's up with that?
I'm building a new one.
Oh, is that what's behind you?
That's what's
I wasn't sure if that was a back, you know, just a green screen or what. Oh, that's good to see. Well, then that means I'm
going to end of the layout. Right?
Oh, very cool. I like it. All right. Well, I appreciate you being here, Bill. I appreciate the fact that you're a platinum class sponsor. We thank you so much for that. So tell us a little bit about you, because if folks listen, there's between 800 and 900 people listening. Tell us a little bit about yourself first, and then tell us what's going on at Rapido.
Okay. Well, I'm one of the product design team. There's 5 or 6 of us or more now. We keep growing. To do product design and so forth for Rapido. I've been with the company a little over 10 years. And
wow.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
I was going to say, has it been that long? My gosh.
Well, but it was funny. My wife was saying to me just earlier that this is the first year that she can remember that I've never been at Springfield this weekend. You know, never had to leave home.
Yeah.
And we've been married almost 30 years. I said, no, it can't possibly be that long. No way. But you and I are both only 29, right? So this is
last I knew, yeah.
So no, it's so we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on, and in both HO and N. Lots of.
That's great. Now, if I'm understanding this correctly, are you going to screen share and show us some stuff?
Yeah, I've got some images that we can go through, which is going to be better than me showing samples on the camera here. And then you know, if you have some questions or whatever after that, happy to field whatever I can. So the first project that we'll talk about, this is one that's been keeping me up at night. This is the HO scale EMD E8, which we're just through the design phase on now. We're ready to start tooling right after Chinese New Year. Of course, this time of year, the China factory is basically shut down for 3 weeks. This is all new tooling. Typical of anything that Rapido does, we can't do anything easily. We've ended up with something like 7 different noses, 3 different ends, 4 different roofs, 3 different fuel tanks, 3 different pilots. The list goes on and on. So every locomotive, every road name will be road name specific. This one here happens to be an Erie-Lackawanna unit. The previous one was an Amtrak rebuild. This is also the Erie-Lackawanna. And the Pennsy, of course, with the train phone antennas, the nose lift rings, also 3 different side grills on the side of it, depending on the road name and the era. So lots and lots of details on this that we've been working on. And the response on this has been tremendous. I mean, we've really done very well with it. This is another project that we're having a lot of fun with, and these are the first tooling samples. This is the HO scale Alco PA. Again, multiple different noses, different fuel tank arrangements, skirting arrangements, exhaust hatches, steam generator hatches, pilots, sides. I've actually got a couple samples of here that we can take a look at when we're done here. Typical of Rapido, full underbody detail as well. You can see all the pipes and conduits on the underframe. Also step ground lights, full lighting effects, Mars lights were appropriate, warning lights were appropriate, the works. Lots of photo etch details on the locomotives as well. We've been doing that a lot with those radiator screens and the like. The FL9 rebuilds, for those of us here in the Northeast, are finally here. This has been a project that anybody who's talked to me at Springfield over the last, I think, 3 years has been asking me where they were. This is taken on a bit of a life of its own, but
they're here. But they're here now, though, Bill.
They're here now, finally. They do have, because people have asked, they do have all the nose MU receptacles and so forth up here, but those are dealer installed parts because we've got versions both with and without ditch lights, depending on which version you want to put on. So both of those are included in the model, and there's solder takeoffs to mount the ditch lights right on the PCB inside the nose. So fairly easy to drop them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are the Condot units that were rebuilt with the head end power. But here again, there's a couple different versions of the head end power accessories on the back. This is the New Haven painted version. This is the New York Central painted version, and the Amtrak versions, which had a somewhat different arrangement of the rear hatch. So we've done both of those. This is the HO scale GLA two-bay hopper. This is a steam era car that was built in the teens and 20s, actually, and lasted right up until Penn Central. These cars lasted for years, and they were probably I think the second most numerous class of hopper car on the Pennsy, which means pretty much anybody who models any time from the teens to the 60s needs a bunch of these cars. And for those who know me, the New York, Ontario, and Western also had them, so we had to do the car. Full interior detail on this, including the rivets and so forth on the inside of the body, which is something that we're very proud of. Comes with two different brake systems depending on the railroad as well, and the paint scheme. The Bud Manor and Bud Baggage Dorm cars. These are cars that had been released several years ago in the Canadian set that we did, the 10-car set, but not released individually. We're now releasing them individually in a variety of different paint schemes. Those we're actually taking orders on now. Those are ready to go into production. I believe the order deadline is the 15th of February, so we've got just a couple weeks to get orders in on these. Full interior lighting, full underbody, full interior, multi-piece interiors, not just a one lump interior. It's a multi-piece, multicolor interior in both cars. Just really gorgeous models.
Yeah,
and
it looks
our stainless steel finish, paint finish that we apply
cool.
on these. The close up of those, and that's the Manor. This is another project that I've been working on for a while, and it's a shame that we don't have the show that I can show these off in person, but this is the very first tooling sample of our D10 460 steam locomotive. You'll notice no rivets, and there's several details missing, but this is typical of what you'd see on a first sample. The rivets are always the last thing they put on because they're the hardest to fix afterwards if they have to change anything.
Yeah.
But we've put this through its paces, test run it. It runs beautifully. It pulls great. We're very happy with the way that this engine is working out for us. We are taking reservations on these, and we'll continue to do so. We'll have some new samples here not too long after Chinese New Year. And just another view of that. Again, we're doing multiple versions. We've got coal and oil fired. We've got two different running boards, a couple different arrangements of steam pipes, low or high mounted headlights, bell in two different positions. So all sorts of detail variations to be road number specific on these as well. The X72 boxcar is somewhere in a FedEx package between China and here at the moment, so you have to look at a CAD render for, instead of the first sample. But we're close. It's typical Springfield time, right? This is the Penn Central car, and these we are taking orders on, and for the next few weeks. Really nice cars, new car, 70s to 90s era car, basically. The M420s are finally on the way. They're winging their way to the warehouse and should be out very shortly. This is the HO scale, the new M420 locomotive. And the SW1200s are in the production line now. We'll hopefully have a shipment shortly after Chinese New Year, and then probably because there's so many of them, this will be divided into 2 or 3 shipments. This, of course, is the SP version. I'm not sure, and forgive me, my friends who are SP modelers, but I don't know if their crews were blind or what, that they needed all these lights on the end here, but we had to put them all on the locomotive as well. And that's it for the slides.
Wow. Bill, very impressive. Gosh, that's the first time I've ever seen interior detail of that hopper car. That was truly impressive. That's cool. So we look forward to seeing you probably next year, but I'm sure you and I will see each other or talk to each other well before that. But thanks for sharing this. Can people just go to the website to pre-order, reserve, what have you?
All this stuff is up on our website. They can order, reserve through us. They can reserve through their hobby shop. We're supported by several distributors. And so whichever way is more convenient for them. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Bill, good to see you. In all seriousness, not teasing you about coming down to see your railroad. Not yet quite anyways.
You haven't invited me to see yours recently either. So come on. I mean,
well, okay. I guess that works both ways.
As soon as they let us out of the house, we'll both go back and forth.
Exactly. There you go. Bill, thanks so much for being here. And thank you. And let everybody know that we really appreciate the fact that Rapido is a platinum sponsor. It's very much appreciated.
You're welcome. Thanks,
and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
All righty. Take care.